Jesus promised he'll take care of me. Oh, Jesus promised he'll take care of me. I don't have to worry about the things ahead. All I have to do is live right. I can call him in the morning, I can call him in the middle of the night. And when I'm falling, he'll make everything alright. It goes my father, I'll live to follow my name. Jesus promised he'll take care of me. Jesus promised he'll take care of me. I don't have to worry about the things ahead. All I have to do is live right. I can call him in the morning, I can call him in the middle of the night. And when I'm falling, he'll make everything alright. It goes my father, I'll live for the family. Jesus promised he'll take care of me. Jesus promised he'll take care of me. I don't have to worry about the things ahead. I don't have to worry about the things ahead. I don't have to worry about the things ahead. I don't have to worry about the things ahead. All I have to do is live right. 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 I want to live right. I want to do is live right. I can call him in the morning, I can call him in the middle of the night. And when I'm falling, he'll make everything alright. If you're not there, I'll be so thankful. Jesus promised he'll take care of me. Jesus promised he'll take care of me. Jesus promised he'll take care of me. You thought I was worth saving. You came and changed my life. You thought I was worth keeping. So you cleaned me up inside. You thought I was to die for. So you sacrificed your life so I can be free, so I can be whole, so I can tell everyone I know. You came and changed my life. You thought I was worth keeping. So you clean me up inside. So you sacrificed your life so so I can be free, so I can be whole, so I can tell everyone I know. You thought I was worth saving. You tried to change my life. You thought I was worth. So you clean me up inside. You thought I was to die for. Oh, so I can be free, so I can be whole. Hallelujah, shout glory, glory to the God who changed my life. And I will praise you, I'll worship you, I'll give you glory, so I can be free, so I can be whole, so I can tell everyone, oh, hallelujah, shout the God who changed my life, and I will praise you, I'll worship you, I'll give you glory, because I am free, because I'm whole, I can tell everyone, oh, hallelujah, shout glory to the God who changed my life, and I will praise you, I'll worship you, I'll give you glory. You deserve my praise, you deserve my worship forever, because I'm free, because I'm whole. You thought I was worth saving. You came and changed my life. You thought I was worth keeping. You cleaned me up inside. You thought I was to die for. You sacrificed your life so I can be free, so I can be whole, so I can tell everyone I know. I am free. Praise the Lord. I'm free. No longer bound. No more chains holding me. My soul is resting. It's just a blessing. Oh, praise the Lord. Hallelujah. I'm free. Come on, help me sing. I am free. Praise the Lord. I'm free. No longer bound. No more chains holding me. My soul is just a blessing. Oh, praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Oh, praise the Lord. Hallelujah. I'm free. Yeah, praise the Lord. Hallelujah. I'm free.
Good morning. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I want to greet you in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. This is a good day. I'm just so happy to be back with you again today. We made another week, another broadcast, or streaming, and I'm just thankful for all of you who've tuned in today. We have a wonderful message for you, and I hope that the Lord will bless you. This has been a great week. I know you stayed in. You stayed in compliance with what has been going on around about you, and to the instructions that you've been given for those who is more educated in this virus that we're contending with. I thank God for those people, for the doctors and scientists, and then for those who work in the medical field, who's taking a chance with their lives in order to try to save other lives. Let us continue to pray for those people, as well as everybody. We all need prayer at this time. Those who have loved ones that they are caring for, those who are out on the enforcement of the laws, those who are going about any kind of special needs. We want to pray for all of them. All of those respondents need prayer, and it's just a critical time that we're living in, but it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit in our lesson today. It's gonna get better. The Lord's going to make it all better. He didn't bring us this far to leave us now. So you keep your faith, keep your head up, your chin up, and whatever comes your way, we're going to let you know today that you have a refuge, and that refuge is in the Lord. I just want to thank all of you who thought about me on last week. Some of you called in. That was my 30th anniversary. Was last Sunday, and of course, don't get confused, because we're not talking about the Appreciation Day, which is in August, but the actual anniversary itself was on last Sunday, which was second Sunday in April. 30 years ago, the Lord gave me this assignment, and I want to appreciate some of you thought about it and text me. Some of you called me. And for those of you who forgot about it, I'm reminding you that that was 30 years that we've been rolling and making it together. But I want to call your attention this morning to the 43rd chapter of Isaiah. This passage is a passage that I want you to take note of, that we're going to be talking about, because the Lord is abounding in His grace, and then he shows a little disappointment as well. And we're going to read a few verses there, and then we're going to talk about that today. This is a good day, and I'm happy to be here. God has been especially good to me. I feel so much better, and I hope you do as well. Sometimes your mind and the stress holds us back from feeling good, but we need to take care of ourselves and allow the Lord to bless us. In the 43rd chapter of Isaiah, I want to read two 2 verses that 43rd chapter says, "But now thus saith the Lord that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee, O Israel, fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by thy name. Thou art mine. When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee." Now, we want to talk about today, if we use the subject of the unworthiness of God's grace. The unworthiness of God's grace. That's what his people, the Israelites, were showing, the unworthiness of his grace. And we know the Lord is graceful. He's full of grace and mercy. But sometimes we are unworthy of the grace that he bestows upon us. God is just so good to us. It seems like the better he is to us, the worse we are toward him. And then many times that's the case, and it's expressed in this scripture here today. God is expressing that. Many times we just don't reciprocate his grace and his mercy. We don't give back to him what he's due. And he begins this passage today by admitting or expressing his relationship to us. He says, "You're mine. You're mine." That shows ownership right there. That's undeniable. You're mine. Sometimes we don't want to openly express those who we claim. Some of them will claim behind closed doors, but we won't openly express that. Sometimes we'll feel it and we won't express it. But God expresses it to us that you're mine, which tells us that there's no shame in this game. He admittedly admit that you belong to him. And he wants you to know that you belong to him. You're his. And of course, he's talking about the believers here. He's talking about the believers. And here he's talking about children of Israel. Now he's talking about, in our case, he's talking about all of the believers, all of those who have accepted him as Lord. You're his. And you don't have to be timid about letting anybody know it, because he expresses himself that you are his, that you belong to him. So therefore, we know that the Lord is ours and we are his. And then he goes on to say, you know, when you pass through the waters, you know, and there's always an avenue and different climates and a different route that we go in meeting certain destinations. And here he's speaking about our journey to heaven. There's going to be some rough times that we're going to have to go through. And he says, when we, which is important, that first word, that when you pass, which means it's inevitable that you're going to pass through it. There's going to be some deep waters that you're going to have to pass through. There's going to be some fiery time that you're going to have to pass through. There's going to be some pandemics that we're going to have to pass through. This COVID-19 is water, high waters that we're passing through. This is not shallow waters here. This is deep waters we're in here now. But what he says, when you pass through this fire, don't worry about it, because I'm going to be with you, because you're mine. I'm going to be with you. When you go through that water, I'm going through that water with you. When you go through that fire, I'm going through that fire with you. Don't worry about it. I'll be with you, yea, though I walk through the valley, the shadows of death. I don't worry about it. I don't get scared. I don't run, because I know he's with me. And sometimes we panic in these situations. We don't know what to do. And we go running here and running there, trying this and trying the other. You know, I heard our chief executive telling us to try stuff we ain't never tried before. The medical staff and the surgeon general and all them telling us that the medicine ain't been tried, but he's telling us go and take the medicine. It won't hurt us. We don't have nothing to lose. That's panic right there. The Lord said you don't have to panic when you walk through those situations, when you go through those situations, when you go through those unavoidable situations. If it was any way we could have avoided this situation, we would have. But this is what you call one of those unavoidable situations. You wouldn't know way to get around it. I don't care what you ate. I don't care what you did, how you locked yourself up, or what you took. There was no way to get around this coronavirus. It was something we had to go through. No big thing. No big thing, because we had to go through it. Not as long as the Lord is going through it with you. So you can rest tonight. You can lay down in your bed. And don't worry about a thing. Go to bed and go to sleep. And believe you're going to wake up in the morning. And everything's going to be all right. Because the Lord is there with you. And he's the one that said in his word that I'm going to be with you. If you walk through the walls, through the fire, don't worry about it. Because I'm your God. Isn't that something? In that bowl, he didn't even tell you to be careful. He just said, go on. When you get there and have to go through these trials, you have to go through these tribulations, don't worry about it. Just go through them. You know, some of us are in an ailment. We're ailing in some parts of our bodies. We're sick. And I said it all the time, and somebody said it to me years and years and years ago. Certain things we're going to have to live with in our bodies. These bodies fail us. When we get to a certain point or certain age in life, our bodies start deteriorating and they start to failing us. But that's no reason for you not to get up in the morning. Sometimes we have a backache, but we still get up. Sometimes we don't feel to our capacity, but we still get up. Head hurts sometimes. We get up. Have a bad cold, but we get up anyway. And whatever we have, we live with it. That's what the Lord is saying to us. Whatever you're going through, whatever trial you're going through, go on through it. I'm going to be with you. I may not hear you. Didn't hear Paul. I may not heal you. I may want you to go through those tribulations. But the one thing I will do is I'll go with you through those tribulations. And that's good to know. That's good to know when we lay down in these times at night that the Lord is laying there with us. And he's going to watch over us as we sleep. And he's going to touch us in the morning. Wake us up. All night long, we won't know what's going on, but he'll be right there with us. That's just good to know. He has the ability to take care of you. In this same passage, he said he has the ability to take care of you. He's constantly saying, I am, and I will, and I did. Whatever happened, I had a hand in it. And you might say, well, God don't make everything. No, he doesn't. I didn't say he caused it to happen, but I said he had a hand in it. He allowed it to happen. But it was by his permissive will that it happened. Because he has the ability. He's able to do whatever needs to be done. You need to take that with you today and know God is able. And I don't know what your situation is, but I know wherever you are, that there are something in your life that you don't have complete control of. We have problems. Job said we're only here for a little time, and it's full of troubles. So therefore, we all have. I have trouble. You have trouble. I misbehave. You misbehave. Everybody. Sin is trouble. And trouble gets in your way sometimes. And when trouble gets in your way, it causes you to have to cry. But that song says Jesus will fix it. Oh, yes, he will. I'm glad to know I serve a God who's able to take care of all of my situation. He's able to take care of your situation. If you lean on him and trust in him, God will take care of you. Be not dismayed. Whatever betide, whatever it is, God will take care of you. Beneath his wings, love abide. He will take care of you. So go on, don't worry about it. Just believe that God will fix it for you. And if you believe he will, have the faith, Just wait on him. Just wait on him. He may not come when you want him to come. You know why that is. You know why he may not come when you want him to come. Because you waiting on him. He's already there. God is already there. He says, whenever, wherever you walk through, whatever you're going through, I'll be there. He didn't say I'll have to come. He said, I'll be there. We get in trouble down here. We call 911. We have to wait on them and hope they get there in time. You don't have to wait on God, on Jesus to get there on time. He's already on time. He's on time God all the time because he's right there. He didn't say I'll come. He says I'll be there. When the trouble comes, he's already there. And he's able to take care of it. It's one thing to be have the ability be there, because being there is availability. But you can have availability and not have ability. I hope you're getting them in there. Some people can be there and still unable to meet your need. They're available, they're there, but they're not able. So they're available, but they don't have the ability. Jesus is both. He's always there, and he's able to do whatever he wanted to do. Whatever you need him to do. Whatever he wants to do. Whatever you need him to do. Whatever he wants to do. Not whatever you want him to do. Whatever you need him to do. God is the supplier of all of our needs. He don't give you everything you want. Now he will give some of the desires of your heart. But he don't give you everything you want. He never promised you that. He says, I'll supply all of your needs. I will supply all of your needs. I can supply. I'm able. Whatever it is. If you're sick, I can take care of that. If your bills are due, I can take care of that. If you're in trouble, I'll take care of that. If you're meeting with an unknown enemy, I can take care of that. Whatever needs to be done, I can do it in my own time. I can do it. So we have to depend on him and trust in him to do what we need him to do. Now, we talk about the unworthiness of his grace. God supplies all that to us. All of our needs, he'll supply all of our needs, and he'll do what we need done in our lives. He takes care of us. He shows ownership and admits ownership of us. He loves us. He gives to us. He loved us so much that he gave his only son. We just celebrated that last week. He gave all of that to us. So everything, all we need, God supplies. But are we really worthy? Are we worthy of his grace? He even forgives us when we don't obey him. He pushes it he pushes it to the side and forgives all of our sin. But are we truly worthy of his forgiveness? Are we worthy of his mercy? Well, when I read through this chapter, it kind of lets me to know that God may be a little disappointed in him. If you go over there and read verse number 22, it says, "But thou hast not called upon me, but thou hast been weary of me." You didn't go out of your way to get to him. You haven't prayed. You haven't talked with him. You've ignored him. You got too busy in life doing this, too busy in life doing that. You had to go here. You had to go there. Worship time came. You couldn't make it. Why you couldn't make it? You had to do this. I don't care what time it was, isn't it? Well, I have to take my children here. I have to work. I have to do this. I can't get to it, so I'm not present like I ought to be. That's the weariness that we go through, and we put him on the back burner and get to him when we can. Are you gonna be there Sunday morning? Yeah, if I don't have nothing else to do, I'll be there. If you don't have anything else to do, oh, what a disappointment that is to the Lord. Out of all he's done for us, you gonna show up to worship him when you don't have anything else to do? He woke you up this morning. Are you worthy? Put food on your table. Are you worthy of that? Shelter over your head. I feel a disappointment. The Lord is, when I read this chapter, I feel a little disappointment here. Because I go on down and read a little further, and it says, you know, I blotted out all your transgressions. I threw away your sins. I don't even remember your sins. I took all of that away. And here you treat me the way you treat me. Well, how am I treating you? It's in verse number 23. It says, "Thou hast not bought me any of your small cattle. You haven't given me any sacrifices. You ain't bought me no cane with money. You ain't brought nothing to the church. You ain't paid your tithe. You ain't showed up to worship. You haven't prayed to me. You haven't read your scriptures. You haven't done any of these things out of all I've done for you." I can see some disappointment here in the Lord. And you know you can't help but blind. You out of all he's done for you, the least you can do for him, you don't do it. Are you worthy of his grace? Are you putting forth any effort to show your worthiness of his grace? Or are you just laughing in the face of Jesus, of God? Are you to the point now in your arrogance where you just tell him, "I don't care what you do for me. I'm not doing? Are we there? Well, maybe God had to sit us down for a little while to tell us this, give us this message. Because you was ripping and running too much when he had the city open. You were ripping and running too much when he had the country open. This was your movie night, you remember? You went to the park on Sunday evenings and you rested all day Sunday morning and all Sunday morning, then you got up 12, 1 o'clock and went to the park. Well, the park is shut down now. You didn't go to the park, you went to the movie. Well, the movies is shut down now. Maybe you didn't go to the movie, you went to the mall. Mall's shut down now. God's giving you a chance to think about what all he is to you and what all he's done for you and see whether you're worthy or not. To claim his blessing. You're his, he's already owned you as his child. And then he's treated you like his child. He's taken care of you. He met all your needs. Now the question is, are you worthy of his grace? I don't see any worthiness in my people. You're not praying to me. It says right there. It says right there. You ain't brought me nothing. You ain't brought me no sacrifice. No offering. No incense. You ain't brought nothing to me. You made your little paycheck. You kept it all. You didn't bring nothing to the service. Nothing. Okay, well, you made $200 or $300. You put $1 in the church. Let's be real here today, y'all. Let's talk about this thing right here. Out of all God's done for you, you work a whole week and bring him $1. Are you worthy of him shaking you in the morning? Are you worthy of him putting food in your icebox and keeping a shelter over your head and shoes on your feet? Are you worthy of that? If that was you, would you continue to keep and love somebody who treated you in that manner? You take care of them all the time. And when they get their little paycheck, they don't even look your way. You can't put yourself in God's place, but put yourself in your place. You take care of somebody. You let them in your house. They sleep in your house. They drive your car. Use your telephone. Wear your clothes. Eat your food. And when they get paid, they keep it all to themselves. Don't offer your dime. Don't offer your dime. Are you worthy for the Lord to do what he does? Oh, isn't he good, God? Isn't God good? You got to admit God is really a good God. God is so good to allow me to get away with these kind of things. He's so good. Well, I'm not worthy, but he is. He's worthy to be praised. And you won't even do that. You won't even meet at the sanctuary on Sunday morning and offer praises to God. And if you do, you're sleepy. You won't join in the worship. Out of all God has done for you, I know he's worthy. We won't lift our hands to give him praise. Our tongues ought to be full of thanksgiving because God has been good to us. Yeah, you can't treat yourself as good as God has treated you. He's been good to you, children. Out of all you've done, having neglected him, having mistreated him, having disobeyed him, look what he said. I still forgive you. I forgive you. Not just for that, for all the things that you've done that wasn't befitting in his sight, he forgave you for it. You've run over people. You've lied. You've stole. You've committed. You've done all kind of dirt in your life. Well, now you say, I haven't done all that. Well, no, maybe you haven't done all of that, but some of that's yours. Some of that's your baggage. And I don't care who you are, what your name is, you got some baggage in there. And whatever you've done in life, God has forgiven you for. If you repented of your sin, God has forgiven you for that. And unlike us, he hadn't brought it up no more. He said, took it away from your remembrance. Read that verse. I will not remember thy sins. What a good God. That's awesome. That's awesome. A man who's able to just wash this entire, wipe us all off this earth. That's awesome. And we've done so much to dishonor him. We're not worthy of all the things he do for us, but he does it anyhow. And most of all, our sins that we commit on a daily basis, he just keep washing them away, washing them away, washing them away. And some of us, people sin against us, and if we do forgive them, we don't forget it. We always remember what they did to us. But the Lord say, I'm going to throw it away and I ain't going to remember it no more. Not this one deed, but your sins, your unrighteousness, the things that you've done against me, the things I told you to do that you didn't do, the things I told you not to do that you did anyway. I'm going to throw them away and forget about them. Won't remember them no more. That's how much I care about you. And you treat me the way you treat me. We've got to do better, children. We've got to do better. And I'm not trying to say God's going to do this to you, God's going to do that to you. I'm just saying we've got to do better and realize who God is. Because our land is sick right now. And it could be because of the way we treat our God. He says you don't even talk to me no more. You know you don't you uncalled upon me. You don't even talk to me. You don't pray. That's why in Chronicles he said, if my people will humble themselves and pray. Right here, he mentions it again. You don't call upon me no more. What's the matter with you? You think because you living in a fine home, you did that? Because you driving a fine car, you think you did that? You got a nice family, you did that? A nice bank account, money. Did you think you did that? You didn't do that. God did it. God did that. And you got to recognize who God is. He's the same God that you celebrated on last Sunday. The same God that went up on Calvary's hill and died for your sins and mine. Went down in the grave and stayed there for 3 days. The same God. But on the third day morning, you remember we talked about it last week. On the third day morning, he got up with all power in his hand. And the good thing about it is he's coming back again. He didn't go to stay. He's coming back again. The same God. With the same ability. And that ability has no limits. Because when he got up, he declared he had all power. So whatever you need, he got it. All he's saying to you is, make yourself worthy. Oh, he's going to keep on blessing you now. But you at least want to feel worthy of some of his grace. Because he is a good God. I would hate for God to be disappointed in me. I don't want him to be disappointed in me. I don't want him to be disappointed with me. Because I know one of these days I'm going to leave here. I'm going to leave here. But there's going to come a judgment day. I want to hear his welcome voice. Say, servant, well done. You've been faithful over a few things. Come on up. I'll make you rule over me. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. He declared that I'm his. I may not have the best of everything. I may not be the best of anything. Sometimes I feel that I'm the least of all. Oh, but I know someone who has everything. And I know he'll be my everything. And I'm glad to know. I said, I'm glad to know that I'm his child. He told me that. I believe it. That sells it. God bless you. God keep you. We'll see you Monday night for our Bible study in the Corinthians book, the First Corinthians book. I want to say God bless you. Praying for you. Love your Mount Cana. Stay well. Put Christ first. I want to commend you on your obedience, your financial contributions. Doing a great job. Doing a great job. I know God is pleased with you. You're doing a great job. Keep doing it. We're going to march out of this thing pretty soon. I don't know when we're going to march out, but we're going to march out. This is not the end of the world. God said it would be fire next time. He didn't say it was going to be a pandemic. So this ain't the end of the world. This too shall pass. And we'll all be back together, shouting and praising his name. Christ first, Christ first.